Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And I was no more finishing off a video I made earlier today about the report into the thousands of criminals that are employed by the police, when not one, but two more stories about the police got released, and they've just hit the headlines. And I'm like, it's a waterfall, it's a torrent, it is an unending stream of absolute vile awfulness that's coming out of this country's police forces. I'm not going to go into too many details on both stories, but I'm just going to flick up between the two. It's a very short video. It's just because the irony of just doing this thing about so many crooks, and then these two hitting. Well, first one appeared at 1450, and the other one appeared at 1556. So within an hour, more or less within an hour of each other, and within about, in the case of the first one, actually while I was recording that video, that one got released. And then within an hour, a second one. We must do something about our police. But I'm just going to straight into these stories, and it's just, I'm lost for words on it. I'm just lost for words. Let's look at these two stories. Right, this was the first one that come up. And it's about a court case that is going on today. Police Constable 39 had inappropriate 4-month relationship with a vulnerable woman. Not a normal woman, not a healthy, woman that was able to deal with life. But, of course, a vulnerable woman. And he undoubtedly used his position, his uniform and his badge to get in and do this. PC Darren Coatup, 39, accused of an relationship with a vulnerable woman. The Lancashire officer had a relationship from April to August 2021. Coatup from Chorley appeared at the Manchester and Salford Magistrates Court today. So you've got this man here. We'll have a look. There he is, picture of him there. He's a policeman. And so he sees a woman who's vulnerable that he's probably met via his job. And he thinks, I could be in there. This isn't a proper relationship. This is a power management relationship. He's powered that relationship through using his authority. That is totally inappropriate. That is little more than, how can we say, not R. It's not exactly R if she was consensual, but the consent would have been stressed consent, if you understand what I mean. It wasn't her just willingly saying yes. He would have been using his authority against a vulnerable woman to get what he wanted. He's also said to have had inappropriate contact with another member of the public. Now, this is a set of steps, isn't it? He's having an inappropriate relationship. Now he's had inappropriate contact. These are the first steps. These are the baby steps. He's an R. He will end up R-ing somebody because he is predatory, and he's predatory along the S lines. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a policeman who, if not yet, is very highly likely to become an Rist. And that is the trouble with the police today. It's filled with people like this. And like I say, it started today, and he's next due to appear at December the 6th. No pleas were entered, but you can guarantee he is an awful human being. Now, that's the first one that I saw. And then while I was looking at that, I couldn't believe that as soon as I finished one video. And then no more was I dealt with that than this. Metropolitan Police Constable and ex-PC are jailed for 12 weeks for swapping grossly offensive, misogynistic and Rist messages in a WhatsApp group with Sarah Everard's attacker, Wayne Couzens. You can read the words. It's one of the algorithm things. Doesn't like it. Jonathan Cobban and former PC Joel Borders jailed at Westminster Magistrates. The pair had been part of a chat group with Couzens called Bottle and Stoppers. The messages joked about tasering children and R-ing a woman. Yeah, that's highly amusing. These are policemen. These are police officers who are there to protect the people, and they're talking about tasering children and R-ing women. And whether it's a joke or not, it's still wrong. It's inappropriate. And given who they were doing it with, it's highly suspect. So 12 weeks for that, I think that's about right. They'll do 6. But I wonder if they've lost their jobs. But look, 2 Metropolitan Police officers have been jailed for sending grossly offensive messages in a WhatsApp group. Cobham and Borders were each jailed for 12 weeks at Westminster Magistrates. The court heard how they joked about R-ing a female colleague and talked about tasering children and people with disabilities and displayed racist views in the group in 2019. And the messages were discovered after then serving Met Officer Cousins kidnapped, and ended the 33-year-old marketing executive Sarah Everard in March last year. But, you know, this is the calibre of the police. These are the people. More of them all the time. I cannot produce... I should just sit here all day doing stories about the police because it's never ending. And look, he's wearing a mask and a hat and that because he doesn't want to be seen. He should have his face all over media. Everyone should know that. And I'm just trying to read down here because I don't think it hasn't said anything. It hasn't said if he's lost his job. But one of the things they were saying is things like... in one exchange, Borders said he could not wait to be a officer with a small metal thing that he keeps in his pocket that goes bang, saying, I can't wait to get them so I can do this to someone in the... I can't say any words. This is unbelievable. But it's this line here. I'll highlight it. You can read it. And this is what we have got for policemen. This is the calibre of the policemen in this country. And there's Cousins. I'm just trying to see if they've lost their jobs. Yeah, it looks like they have lost their jobs, which I find surprising because so many times these people tend not to. But this is where we are now. We've got to do something with this police force, with all the police forces. It's beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke. It's continual. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here, come up and round off, and my head is whirling. Of course, the sad thing is that these cases only represent those police that have been caught. We have to think how many are out there doing these sort of things, and much worse, and have yet to be caught, if they ever will be. The safety of people in this country is in the hands of its police force. Do you feel safe? Because I certainly don't. I don't trust policemen. They're not your friends. It's something I iterate many times on this channel. And I keep providing evidence. Tons and tons of evidence about how awful, how criminal, how corrupt, how stupid and how inept our police force is. We need to make it a professional unit. We need to have degree level policing. You cannot be a policeman unless you have a degree in criminology or some such. It doesn't matter what. That will keep the thugs out. Well, it won't necessarily keep the thugs out, but it will help to keep the thugs out. And also, we need to have stringent vetting and rigorous interviews, background checks, and then constant monitoring of every policeman. They've got to be pure. And if they're not, they need to stop being policemen to stop this sort of thing from happening. I'm not going to get any angrier. I'm deeply angry, but I've just... It's become a point where it's washing over me now. I'm becoming almost numbed, I suppose. Numbed by the amount of corruption I see in the police. And you should never be numbed by this. You should always be angry and always take stand against it. But it's just never ending. Anyway, this video is ending. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't trust the pigs, and goodbye.